Hello and welcome to the discussion session of Final Test Series NEET 2023. The subject that I'll be taking would be Physics. Let's start. शुरू करते हैं सेक्शन ए से और सेक्शन ए का फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन द SI unit of temperature, that's of course Kelvin. Let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 is about units and dimension. You could easily see here the velocity is given and the expression of velocity is at plus b. Now, I need to calculate the dimension of A and B. Straightforward question based on principle of homogeneity, which says that the dimension of this and dimension of this both has to be the dimension of velocity. सीधी सी बात है, quantities added है. So, if the dimension of this quantity, which is at, is velocity Lt minus 1, this will give me dimension of A as Lt minus 2. ठीक उसी तरह से ये जो quantity है, it also should have the dimension of velocity Lt minus 1. So, option number 2, that is correct. This was very straightforward, आसान सा question था. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 is from errors and measurement. Time period of a simple pendulum is associated और percentage error in length and gravity हमें दिया गया है 2% and 3%. We got to calculate the maximum percentage. Now, you know, it's the case of error propagation in multiplication division with power. The power of L is half. So, delta T by T is 1 by 2 delta L by L plus 1 by 2 delta G by G. ये बात सच है that G is in denominator, but because we have to calculate the maximum percentage error, so that would also be added up. So, the percentage error in length, that's given as 2%, so that is going to be 1 by 2 multiplied by 2 plus half delta G by G will be 3. So, how much will be the total percentage? 5 by 2%. Let's proceed to question number 4. Question number 4 says, there are two quantities A and B और इन quantities का dimension different है, अलग है. Now, the question says, among these, which of the following operation is valid? All of you know, if the quantity have different dimension, then addition is not allowed, subtraction is not allowed. Now, this is a bit tricky. Division is allowed, but when it comes to the angle of sign, then it has to be dimensionless. Now, this is made very, very trickily. Division to allowed hai, but then what comes inside sign is angle, and angle has to be dimensionless. Because A and B have different dimension, so A by B will not be dimensionless. और अगर dimensionless नहीं है, तो ये operation allowed नहीं है. So remains multiplication, of course, you can do that. Let's go with question number 5. A particle is said to have non-zero acceleration. Acceleration का काम क्या है? What's the function of acceleration? To change the speed or direction or both. So, either speed or direction. Now, here ये जो only है, इसने फंसाया है. So, that only is the whole trouble. Therefore, we will not go to option number 1 and 2. Option number 3 would be the valid one. Remember, such sort of question which tests your theoretical knowledge, NEET के context में काफ़ी ज़्यादा important है. और ये बात तो किसी से छिपी नहीं है that the question that comes in AIATS or final test series, they are of extreme importance with respect to NEET examination. Let's go to question number 6. A car was moving 5 meters per second towards east. So, was, that means that's the initial velocity, that will be 5 meters per second, and after some time it is moving with 5 meters per second towards north. So, this will be the final velocity 5 meters per second. We have to calculate the change in its velocity. So, what does change in velocity mean? That is final velocity minus initial velocity. So, this means the final velocity, which is 5, will be added with minus u. So if you add this with minus u, that means minus u, the direction would be opposite. So this is 5. अब ये जो वेक्टर का रिजल्टेंट आता है, the resultant will be the change in velocity. Now 5 and 5 resultant will be 5 root 2. Because this side and this side is equal, this angle has to be 45 degree. So this direction of course is northwest and the magnitude is 5 root 2. Let's go to question number 7. All right, this comes in a bit higher level where a little bit of tougher derivative is involved. And that's the nature of examination. कुछ questions easy होते, कुछ questions को higher mathematical skill has to be applied. So this is all, the mixture you would get. Let's see. The body is moving on x-axis और time का जो dependence है, that is alpha x square plus of beta x. And I have to find the relation between retardation and velocity. If you see the option, that is purely in terms of velocity. So what we'll do is that we will differentiate the whole expression with respect to time. So derivative of t with respect to time is 1. This becomes 2x multiplied by dx by dt. Remember, we are differentiating with respect to time. और ये बनेगा beta derivative of x with respect to time, this will be dx by dt. Now carefully notice, this is velocity, this is velocity. In other words, dx by dt, which is velocity, will be equals to 1 by 2 alpha x plus of beta, or if you wish, you can write it as 2 alpha x plus beta raised to the power minus 1. Perfect. We calculated the velocity. But the question demands the value of retardation in terms of velocity. यानी एक step और जाना है. We have to calculate velocity. One more step. So when velocity is a function of position, you know that acceleration is v dv by dx. So v will be as it is 2 alpha x plus of beta raised to the power minus 1, and I have to differentiate this expression with respect to x. So to do that, that will be minus 1 into 2 alpha x plus of beta raised to the power minus 2 and 2 alpha. I am assuming that at least इस level तक पहुँचते पहुँचते derivative is not so big a problem. तो यहाँ से let's see कि acceleration की value कितनी आती है. You know, this and this, that will be 2 alpha x plus beta raised to the power minus 3 और ये बना minus of 2 alpha. All done now. You see, this is negative, so that will be retardation. And if you see carefully, velocity is 2 alpha x plus beta minus 1. So that means acceleration is minus v cube into 2 alpha. So now we are done. Because we have to calculate the retardation, so negative sign will not be considered. Option number 2 इंतजार कर रहा है, it's waiting for you, just go and take. Let's go to question number 8. Two identical balls A and B are thrown from the top of tower. Okay, this is quite interesting. Say, ball A is thrown upward with a speed v and ball B is thrown downward with a speed v. And we have to comment about the speed of the ball by the time they reach the ground. Now it may seem a bit confusing, but इससे calculation की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Just think about it. जब ये A ऊपर जाएगा and eventually when it comes here, so the speed of A by the time it reaches the original level, ये भी तो v ही रहेगी. With whatever speed you throw, the particle returns with the same speed if air resistance is neglected. So I'm talking in terms of speed. So you could see the B which was thrown down with a speed v and A would also reach the same point with the same speed which is v. इसका मतलब eventually जब दोनों ground में पहुंचेंगे, दोनों की speed same होगी. Speed will be same, remember, time will be different. Of course, A will take a larger time. ये बात तो सच है. But as far as speed is concerned, both will have the same speed. Let's go for question number 9. Acceleration time graph of a body is given. corresponding velocity time graph of the body should be. अगर acceleration constant है तो velocity will be linear. Because it's positive, so velocity will be linearly increasing. Because the acceleration is positive, velocity will be linearly increasing. और जहाँ acceleration will be 0, velocity will be constant. So let's see, where is there? Option number 2, velocity linearly increasing, then constant, then linearly increasing. Question number 10, let's move. Question number 10, a train is moving towards west. Okay, so here is that train, that is VT. And a car is moving along north. Perfect. So VC. क्योंकि question हमें कहता है same speed, so here I can write it as V each. Direction of velocity of train with respect to the passenger. That means we are supposed to find velocity of train with respect to car and only the direction. Relative velocity का concept. पहले तो इसकी definition लिखते हैं. Definition होगी Vt minus of Vc, but then again you know this means Vt plus of minus Vc. So whatever is the resultant of these two vectors, यही resultant होगा velocity of train with respect to car. That means train velocity as it is, this one, और minus V car को add करना है. So minus V car means in this direction. And when you add these two vectors, the resultant will be in this direction. And because this and this is same, so this angle would be 45 degree. A similar sort of discussion इससे पहले वाले question में भी हमने किया था. So in that given case, this angle 45 degree. So what would you call this direction? Of course, इसको southwest कहेंगे, right? ध्यान देना, अगर 45 degree नहीं है तो फिर आप southwest नहीं कह पाएंगे. You can call it as southwest only when the angle is 45 degree.